What? Oh. Come on, did you really think I was talking about Marvel's Avengers? Of course not. I was talking about this. Right here. Avengers Battle for Earth. Well, better start the review before people start unsubscribing. So we can't really talk about this game without at least mentioning the cancelled Avengers game that was being developed by THQ. It was a first-person brawler/shooter with an emphasis on co-op and an original story based around the Secret Invasion storyline. Due to THQ's financial struggle and eventual shutdown, it resulted in the game following suit and the rights being handed over to Ubisoft. And after 6 months in development, Avengers Battle for Earth was crapped out onto store shelves for the Kinect and later the Wii U. When I got my Wii U back in December of 2013, this was one of the first games I ever played on the system, and one of the first titles I bought from the eShop. That and Punch-Out! It was a weird time back then. My memories for this game mostly consist of getting 100% and managing to get all the characters and costumes with whatever eShop credit I can get my hands on.
Hi, just wanted to throw a quick note in here. I'm an idiot.
In case it wasn't obvious, I'll be looking at the Wii U version for this review. During my hiatus, I somehow managed to find a copy for the Xbox Kinect, so I'll be giving a quick look later on. Alright, let's get this video moving and talk about the campaign.
For this plot, the game is also based on the Secret Invasion, or more accurately, it uses the panels from the comic for its cutscenes. I know they didn't have a lot of time to develop anything, but this is just the laziest way to present a story. It's not like there's even much of it either. You get 4 minuscule cutscenes that barely tie into the stage itself, and that's it. They aren't even animated either, it's just a bunch of still images sliding across the screen. Not to mention they don't even match the game's aesthetic, so it sticks out like a sore thumb even harder. I can understand when the styling decision is made for like a mobile game because you don't really need much, but when you're making a console game based on one of the most popular franchises at the time, there needs to be something more. I would have preferred them making 3D slides with the in-game models because at least you're using the assets at that point and not just ripping an image from somewhere else. Hell, just bringing in an artist would have been enough.
Alright, I think I went on long enough about the cutscenes, but what about the actual campaign itself?
For stages we have Manhattan, the Baxter Building, the SHIELD Helicarrier, the Savage Land, and a space station called the Peak. Most of them are pretty generic for a Marvel fighting game. The only one that feels like an interesting pick is the Savage Land, but it's still lame. One thing I want to note is that the missions are incredibly easy. They each have a difficulty that ranges from 1 to 5 stars, but I tried a few 5-star levels and I barely noticed much of a difference. Another thing about the campaign which is really strange is that there's 2 halves of it. Once you complete the first set of missions in every area, a second set will open up, and I never understood why it's set up like this. It's just a lame excuse to pad the game out, and thankfully I didn't play it all because, well, there's only so much garbage I can take. Okay, you got me there.
Gameplay time. Yay.
Most of this section will be focused on the gamepad, and while you can also use the Wiimote and Nunchuck, it's just the standard motion controls and I didn't really feel like using it. With the gamepad you'll be tapping icons, which includes a projectile of light I guess, and a super kick that'll launch your opponent high in the air. You also have 3 special moves which are performed by drawing out symbols and shapes and depending on how many you pull off. You'll fill up a meter which will either be a breaker at the halfway mark or a super move at its max capacity. With that is a combat system that not only sucks so hard, but is also one of the laziest things I've ever seen put together. You're just drawing stuff out and literally every character feels the same. There's nothing setting these characters apart besides them being their respective characters. Even a game like Marvel vs. Capcom knows that Hulk is a strong guy and Spidey can be quick on his feet. Another thing that bugs me is the camera angle. They decide to place it behind your character, which makes it feel less like a fighting game and more like a generic third-person shooter. Honestly, I don't know what else to say since there's not much here to begin with. You might be able to add some finesse with chaining combos, but most of the time you'll just be waiting for your special moves to not be on cooldown.
I guess I could talk about the other stuff, which, spoiler alert, isn't going to take up too much time.
You got your standard arcade mode and versus, which, whatever, they're there so you can do something with them. You also got challenges which are not fun and a tournament mode which you won't be able to utilize because nobody wants to play this game with you. Honestly guys, I don't know what else to really say here other than it's bad, because yes, there are extra bits here, but nothing is satisfying and it just leaves you feeling empty. I mean, what else can I mention here? Like, this game has DLC for some reason? Yeah, you could just buy your rewards, which is always fun, right? Oh yeah, might as well talk about the Kinect version for a quick second. It's even worse. Not only do your moves barely register, but even something as simple as navigating the menus is just an absolute chore. After 10 minutes I had to put it down, I was so fucking bored with it. So yeah, would not recommend it whatsoever.
Alright, I've went on long enough. Let's get through my final thoughts and then call it a...
Did someone say iron?
Hey, Zach? I hate to break it to you, but you're a little late to the party there, my dude. Yeah, the Iron Man video already came out months ago, so I don't really need you to do the whole cameo thing here.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah. Yikes. Is there any other reason why you're here?
Well, it was that, and, I was maybe gonna piss you off, hopefully.
Aren't you busy with your own channel?
I mean, kind of. It's just been a little crazy. And, I mean, you released the Iron Man review without me? Also, I gotta keep reminding you to do the, Gotham Knights review.
1, I'm not ready yet. 2, Groundhog Day, motherfucker. And 3, if I need you, I'll call. Now, can I please get back to closing the video?
Okay, well, just listen to Crossover Nexus, or whatever I'm working on, please. I've been busy, man. Please, I need something.
Leave.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.
Man. Something seemed off about him.
This game sucks. Period. The setup sucks, the execution sucks, the story is non-existent, the gameplay is mindless and repetitive, the extras are uninteresting, and the package overall is something you shouldn't invest in any way, shape, or form. I can't recommend this to anyone unless you're really curious or you want to torture your friends and family, which I won't ask. There are better examples of Marvel fighting games out there which you can get a lot more enjoyment from. Marvel Nemesis is a better game, and I would rather you play that even though it's bad as well. If you end up finding this game for whatever reason, just leave it in that dumpster and let it rot. Just like with Batman, I had my fair share of fun with this marathon. Most of these picks are based on my favorite Marvel characters, and despite the varying levels of quality, there are lots of things in these games that I can still enjoy despite their problems. Except for Battle for Earth, fuck that. This video was mostly a joke that I wanted to pull, which kinda blew up in my face since I just wanted it to end the more I kept playing. Even with that, I love the Marvel Universe and I'm excited for its future in all of its mediums. No matter what happens and what comes next, I will be there to assemble and face it head on. Just went on a little tangent there.
Honestly, it's kind of hard talking about this game without imagining what could have been. Well, we can all dream, right? Anyway, I'm going to be taking a break from marathons for now. I'm not sure what I'm going to be covering next, but it's going to be a DC game for sure. Until then, I hope you all have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.